Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the world looks a lot different. In order to be socially responsible and keep our distance, we at Allied Restoration are filming our Raving Fan interviews remotely online. Please bear with us during these uncertain times. Remember to wash your hands, keep your distance, and stay safe.
Yes, I received a call actually from my neighboring owners. They're owner-occupiers. I'm actually the owner of the rental unit in this building. They saw water coming out of the sliding glass door, which is adjacent to the kitchen. But those tenants had immediately called ServPro. ServPro came out and they immediately started doing their mitigation work, which is basically removing water from the unit. Immediately, I recalled a good friend of ours, and they had their contractor come in and do the work. And he said, "Look, it's good that ServPro has removed the water, but they need to remove the flooring, the wood flooring, as well as 2 feet of drywall all around where the water touched, as well as all the carpet." ServPro didn't do that. I think they felt that just removing the water and dehumidifying the unit was enough work. I had asked them to go do that, take the 2 feet of drywall wherever the water had touched, but they didn't do that. For whatever reason, even after a couple of requests, they just felt it wasn't necessary. When my contractor came back in to look at it, he said, "Well, look, I think you're going to have to bring in a mold specialist to see if there's any mold, because whenever there's water and it's left standing for even a few hours, you may have mold." So he brought in a mold testing analysis company, and sure enough, it showed that there was mold. From that point, I declined to use ServPro just because the mold testing analysis company said that they should have removed the drywall. They should have also covered the air conditioning vents for it, because mold will kind of permeate throughout the unit, as well as get into that HVAC unit through the vents. I asked my contractor for recommendation, and he said we should call Allied, because they know how to do it. They'll do it right for you. Called you right away. You brought in an assessor, or it's just an estimator, came in and knew exactly what to do, and said exactly what was needed. There's a huge difference between my experience with ServPro versus Allied in, number one, communication. Allied was not only very responsive to my request, but they also communicate, not through just one person, but through multiple people, whether it's through Tim Bauer, the senior VP, all the way down to supervisor. There's another person in the company that basically had texted me asking if there was anything else we could follow up on. If there's something that needs to be followed up on, I can certainly contact her. So there were it wasn't just one coming from one person for communication and follow up. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate Allied 10. Again, it's communication. It's not only that, but professionalism of each of the people that I've dealt with. It's their good, positive attitude. That's what I would say is a big one. Positive attitude. It's a can-do attitude as well. It's not just positive. And then ultimately, job completion. Done as quickly as possible. They are willing to work on weekends if that's what it took, and willing to work as quickly as they could. The advice I would give to someone who's going through for the first time is of the essence, and you need to do something quickly. I wouldn't hesitate to call Allied. That should be your first call. They should be your first call, just because they know what to do. They've gone through this. This is their job. They're professional. I would say it's a very scary situation for a first timer like me to even have gone through this. I didn't know what to do. My tenant had called ServPro. I wouldn't ever call them again, unfortunately. My experience with them was terrible. But with Allied, they would be my first call. And not only can they do the mold remediation itself, but they can also bring in the mold testing as well as complete the job through renovation. So it's basically an all-in-one shop.